What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. As you can see, I am back playing with the Floow. This is my deck tester profile. More than likely, if you see me on Floow, I am on my deck tester profile until I can actually get the Floow deck on my actual profile. This is just me testing out, adding in DD Ground. I said because this is a new aspect that I do want to put into the Floow deck because of the new meta decks that are out and a lot of them requiring to have a graveyard. So I wanted to implement DD Ground into the actual gameplay. So now what I'm going up against a lab deck, which DD Ground would not be really good against because it does allow Lady to set up her own back row as I use DD Ground. That's it. Now, what is crazy is they had to go into defense because that was the only way that they would be able to activate Lady ability. And I see the simultaneous equation cannon. I said, okay, um, you know, I was like, Lady was down, but most people run two ladies. If you run in the lab deck, you run in two ladies. I said, I run two ladies in my lab deck as well. I said, it's just to, you know, be able to get out everything a lot more. I said, so now I wanted to get rid of that. That way, once they get Lovely out, Lovely can't bring it back. Now, I want to get rid of this cannon because I already know that can become a problem. So, what I'm going to do now is since it's my turn, I'm going to put the impin back up. We're going to go into that. I said, see, they still waiting because they know I got this Apex Avion that will stop it. But now I'm going to force it. You should always have a Raya in your Floow deck. And because they saw that it was forced, they have no choice. Now I DD crowed it just so, like I said before, I don't want Lovely to be able to reborn anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that one. I'm not worried about the other one. The other one once it goes into attack, it can't really do anything. I'm just gonna go ahead on and do that DD ground again. Banished, banished. Now he has no more ladies. I know he has no more ladies. I said because most I don't know anybody who runs three ladies. You might run two, but you're not running three. I said, so now only thing I got to worry about is Lovely, and he has no back row besides what he just put down right there. I said, well, he still has that lady, but see, I was gonna go right back into that DD ground. That way, if he did try to get anything back on the field and go for anything, I was gonna go ahead and get rid of that as well. I said, that was the breakdown of it. As you can see, like I said, I'm on my profile where I deck test, so the ranking looks kind of crazy. I said because sometimes I play it, sometimes I don't. If I'm on master rank in this, that means I'm deck testing a lot. I said that if I'm on anything over diamond, I'm really deck testing a lot. I said because sometimes I don't have to deck test if I already know the deck that I'm playing with, and that's when you'll see my diamond go back down to gold, and then I'll just play around with my gold and everything. Like even I'm like, cause you see that's gold too, and you already know you can't even go backwards in gold. That just lets you know how much I played that season for deck testing. Um, Now these three I'm going to turn into shorts. I'll show you the actual deck as well, and then I'll show mine. I said so. Yeah, standard lab deck. You want to run two ladies, one lovely. Everything else, I'm like, yeah, you run two ladies, two lovelies, two of each one of those, one of these, three of these, one of this, and at least one of these. And that's your basic lab package. They're running two of these, and then they're running the Lord as well because they run a very trap heavy deck, and I guess they want Lord to protect it because they tried at no point they actually try to get um, Lovely out where Lovely allows you to activate your traps and then they not be negated. So getting Lovely out kind of benefits your traps as well. I said, but Witcher Strike, I've put Witcher Strike in my actual lab deck as well because what a lot of people don't realize is, especially with trap tricks, you negate something, you could trap trick into. Actually, he should be running two Witcher Strike, so yeah, never mind. I said, yeah, because I was gonna say you could trap trick into Witcher Strike and now get rid of everything on their field and in their hand. So that's a good trap trick target to trap trick into when you want to do that. Unless you're running like a rollback version and you're trying to get everything into the graveyard, then you can roll back the Witcher Strike as well. I said, and I think the rollback Witcher Strike is probably the better version. That way you don't have to run two of them. So I don't even run trap tricks in my lab deck. So while he's at 43, this would be an easy 40 card deck if he wasn't running these three trap tricks. Um, but yeah, that's it. That's his lab deck. I'll show you the Floow deck. Like I said, I put in the equation cannons. I also have this, more as a board breaker deck. I said because going second, it's really hard to establish anything going second with a Floow deck because their whole thing is summon, be able to summon again. So once summon gets stopped, your whole Floow play is kind of stopped, and then you have to wait till the next turn. So with that, you want to implement board breakers. Dark Ruler no more. Raigeki. The DD Ground, as you can see, is the kind of stop plays if you go first as well. So when they start trying to, fill up their graveyard and do all this other stuff to make plays, you go down DD Ground, make sure they banish all their monsters that they try to get into the graveyard. The Featherstorm, evenly match. Three imperms because it's still good for going your turn. I'm only running two of these because I'm trying to keep the deck at 40. I try to keep the decks at 40 at most times, and I wanted at least around about seven um, Wind Wing Beasts. I said if I could have got to about 10, that would have been cool as well. But that's one, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. So that's 8, 9. Now it would have been 10 if I could have put three in here, but Max C is just so good that you cannot justify not having a Max C in your deck. I said so until Max C gets banned. This is at 2. Once Max C gets banned, which is more than likely going to get banned, or at least put to 1. If it goes to 1, then this even becomes better. And a good thing about this is I had one gameplay. I didn't record it. Well, it was when I was first deck testing on the DD Ground. I wish I would have caught that one and showed it to you, but I think I'm out the replay period. But I did Ground at the very beginning, and then when they went through their plays, then I was actually able to full loss because the DD Ground was the only thing that was on the field, and they was gonna still try to play through the DD Ground. So now that they still trying to play through the DD Ground, I did the full loss, and that's kind of what made them stop because now I'm generating card advantage while your stuff is getting banished, and that made them stop. And I was playing against a Blue Eyes. Then they turned around and they ended on the Heavenly um, Circle. You know that little dragon, whatever that dragon is. So from there, I just went into dark ruler on Raigeki and then start trying to make my Floow plays. But yeah, that's it. Until next time, I do hope that you all have the best time. I'm out. Peace.